Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Hero Summit. We're thrilled to have you with us. I'm honored to be joined by such a wonderful audience, of which has so many distinguished people in it. There's been so much news this week, and we're going to be joined by some incredible newsmakers to talk all about it. So welcome, everybody. I know that so many who are here with us today share our purposes with us and with the families whose loved ones have given their lives for this country. With us too, and expressing our thanks to Senator John McCain this week for voicing our shock, our shame, and our outrage that until yesterday, the government shutdown had deprived the families of 21 fallen soldiers the death gratuity, the immediate money to pay for the coffins and the flights of those killed back to the land to which they gave the last full measure of their devotion. 5 this weekend in Afghanistan. Sergeant Patrick Hawkins, Private First Class Cody Patterson, Lieutenant Jennifer Moreno, Sergeant Joseph Peters, and Marine Lance Corporal Jeremiah Collins. The word from the refuge on the Hill, where too many congressmen took shelter from the public flak, was that some of them were even ready to work through the week to vote for a small continuing resolution on the issue. Well, that's fantastic, guys. Work through the week. That's great. That really has to qualify as the modern version of profiles in courage. So now let's get to the summit. Let me please acknowledge our appreciation of those from Congress and the administration and a number of distinguished ambassadors who, despite all this chaos that's going on in the town, have made an effort to be with us today. And most of all, of course, we're very privileged indeed to welcome those veterans and servicemen and women representing each branch of the US military. Now I must do my duty too and thank those who've been stalwart supporters of the Daily Beast and the Heroes Summit. Our committed sponsors, Jeep, IBM, and AT&T, thank you. Our NGO partners who form such a spectacular lineup of the most impressive and dedicated non-profit organizations devoted to serving our soldiers and veterans, the Congressional Medal of Honor Foundation, Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, the Mission Continues, Team Rubicon, Student Veterans of America, and the USO. Thank you, guys, all of you. At this summit, we're going to be here to tackle some difficult questions. What does it mean to be a hero in a drawdown? How long can we police the world in the new economic realities? What kind of military do we actually need when the biggest threats are asymmetrical? These are just some of the tough questions that come from a growing divide, a disconnect between the mood of the American people when it comes to the use of force in faraway places and America's role in the world as the last remaining superpower. And there's a more profound disconnect too. The corrosive gap between those who serve and those who don't. The commercialized cliche of saluting the flag and the attitude that we're all here for you as long as it entails nothing on our part. Our desire to bridge that divide is one of the driving forces behind this summit. And we're very proud indeed later this morning to be joined by that towering supporter of vets, Arnold Fisher, whose foundation played such a pivotal role yesterday in restoring the death gratuities for military families. Throughout the day, we're going to be inspired by the narratives of heroes among us who commit great acts of courage every day in the name of America, from the front lines overseas to the front lines at home, where families sacrifice without the medals to show for it. And tonight we're going to give you a sneak preview, and unheard of 2 months early, of a movie I promise you is going to be a contender for the Best Picture at next year's Oscars and one of the best war movies that I've seen since Black Hawk Down. And that is Universal Pictures' Lone Survivor, starring Mark Wahlberg as Marcus Luttrell, the last man standing when he and fellow members of SEAL Team 10 were caught in a deadly firefight in Afghanistan, Operation Red Wings. Afterwards, I'm going to talk with the director, Peter Berg, and the real-life lone survivor himself, Marcus Luttrell. So thanks, everybody, for joining us, and let's get going.